Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again. Hey, what is going on? Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Welcome to another episode of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. We're not going to waste any time getting into this one. We have back with us this week one of the best to ever play the game. Everyone knows the guy. Big friend of the show, the one and only Steve Mullaley. Myself, Hopey and Lolly are going to talk all about the 2022 WBSC World Cup that wrapped up in Auckland last weekend with the Aussies down in Canada 5-2 in the finals. You're going to hear our takes, what surprised us, what didn't. We're going to dissect this pretty good. Then we're going to talk to Lolly about playing this past summer and then calling a career at home after winning the Canadian Senior Men's Nationals with the Galway Hitmen. What a way for him to go out. Let's not wait any longer. Go grab that drink, sit back, relax, because here we go.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how's it going?
Good, man.
Big episode.
Big episode.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
So Lolly will be a 3-time guy now, too.
Actually, you know what? If you think about it, 4. He was on our 1-year anniversary show for five to 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
4-time. Wowzers. This guy's huge.
Overtaken Blair.
Lolly. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited he's coming on today to talk about WBSC, of
We're going
course.
to talk about that.
And, of course, his retirement.
Yeah. So it's going to be
and his stellar career.
Fantastic episode. I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we get to that, though, one thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
I meant to talk about this on the last podcast, and there was I was on social media when I was trying to come up with what was it? It was like digital. I'm trying to remember what I used, the platform I used on social media about media, something about getting like a fuck man. This is I can't even remember.
You're gonna edit this shit out. I can guarantee it.
Jesus, this is. What am I saying?
I don't know. You said you wanted to talk about it.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
Jesus, fuck.
I'm trying to remember what.
Sit back, relax, and.
I'm not editing this at all. It was more or less trying to come up with a digital media
platform?
a creator that could help me as far as doing a trailer. I posted something on Twitter about it.
Okay.
Big mistake.
Why? All the spam?
Do you know how many DMs?
Oh, really?
I got about digital media creation and all this from people that obviously I know they weren't real, and they were all very attractive women.
Yeah.
Yeah. On their profile, and said, we can do digital media and all this stuff. And
oh man,
please reach out to me here. And I'm like, what is going on right now?
It's terrible. They're like, the world is a big scam. A lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Like even when we watch WBSC, all of everything that we posted on our sites or I posted or whatever,
Facebook,
it always said, you follow live on blah, 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 Raymar Mikabambu.
How many,
like, fuck off, buddy.
How many texts did you get saying, is this legit?
Yeah, I know.
I got so many,
yeah, so did I.
I got so many from like guys I work with or customers of mine that actually paid and watched that actually don't even follow Fast Pitch.
That's awesome.
I know.
They wanted to watch it.
And then one of my customers talked to me yesterday he got a hold of me. He's like, Randy, that was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, man, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
great on you. But yeah.
Great on you. Great on us for promoting the game.
Oh.
I got to tell you something.
Yes, here we go.
I went into Leo's just the other day. I had to get some, whatever it was, bread or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was in there, George, or whatever his name is. I don't know. It's probably not really George, but
I know you mean. Yeah.
But anyway, he's in there, and I said he was watching soccer. I said, "Oh, you're watching soccer? You like that sport?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Actually, I'm on my way to watch the gold medal game. Team Canada's playing Australia in softball." He goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah, the gold medal game for the world title. They were down in Auckland, New Zealand." He said, "I never heard a thing about it. Nothing in the newspaper." So I had emailed Q104. I emailed TSN, Sportsnet, Halifax Noise, whatever that thing is. Yep. Whomever. Anyway, I said, and I didn't get any response from anybody. I even sent an Instagram message to Ken Reed at Sportsnet. I never heard back from him. Not once was it mentioned on any platform sports-wise in Canada. And there we have our national team battling for a world title.
Yeah.
It blew me away. Pissed me off royally.
Yeah.
But at any rate.
I know. It sucks. Yeah. It sucks that.
And I'll also say, and I maybe it's not my spot to say it, but I'm going to say it because I'm pissed off at Softball Nova Scotia too.
I agree.
I actually had to reach out to our president to please post something because we have a Nova Scotia resident that is playing in the World Championship.
And performing at such a level.
At an incredible level. You know, Brian Gillis summed it up very well. There's almost 8 billion people in the world, and our team finished second in the world.
Yep.
Not everybody plays softball, but 8 billion people, and our 16-man roster, or whatever it was, and coaches were the second best team in the world.
Such a great, that was a very good message from Brian.
Yeah,
that
for
he
sure.
Sent to our group chat. I read that and I was like, yeah, that's what a perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope that something changes where the game is promoted a little bit more.
Yep.
But anyway, I loved every second of it.
Big time.
Yeah.
And you went to the airport.
I did go to the airport. So a few of us went out to meet Scope. Scope's flight was in at 9:40 or whatever it was. Tuesday night, I think it was, or Monday night. Yeah. Whatever it was. So after 29 long hours of flying, he told me he flew from New Zealand to Vancouver, Vancouver to Toronto, Toronto to Halifax. And it was 29 hours in the air. Man. Something like that. So anyway, his young fellow Gordon, I get there and Montana and Jeannie and Jack were there, Scott's parents and Montana, and then Montana's mom, and I think it's Montana's sister, I'm not sure. But Gordon was there and he was dressed up in a Grinch outfit, like a Grinch onesie with the hood up. Yeah. And Montana must have gave him an Easter bunny before they got there, like a chocolate Easter bunny. He was just fucking running around like a madman. He had an airplane in his hand and he was flying. I said, I dare you to stop for 10 minutes. He said, not going to happen. And he just kept flying around. So anyway, Scope came down the escalator and we all cheered for him and it was great. And Gordon ran out where you're not supposed to and jumped up in his dad's arm. And it was a special moment, of course. Yeah. Scope's been away for 22 days or whatever it was. And as soon as he's finished his hug, Gordon came back on our side and stripped down to his underwear in the middle of the airport. He told me it was a pair of shorts, but anyway, pair of shorts and a t-shirt running around the airport. It was pretty special, actually.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was good to see the big man too.
Right on.
We're all very proud of him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, I can picture Gordo just doing.
Oh, he was fucking flying around the airport.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we can't touch too much on the WBSC right now. We want to talk to Lolly. And speaking of Lolly, man, the fact that we're getting him on here, what a guy to bring on to talk about.
Oh God, yeah.
The WBSCs, because I mean,
all
he's been part of it.
My goodness,
and he can talk about it.
Yeah,
we know that. And
really wish we had his bat in the lineup.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But then we'll also touch on his last year's retirement.
Yeah.
And
very special.
Get his perspective. Because I mean, we didn't even know it was happening until when did we find out? I'm trying to remember.
Well, it was about, I can't remember who we were playing, but it was probably 3/4 way through the week when they did the little ceremony.
Yeah.
But Lolly said he was shocked. He didn't know it was taking place.
Yeah. But I think, remember we went to that junior game.
Yeah.
I think that's when we found out where he said, this is it.
Yeah.
We're like, what?
Yeah. I thought he was blowing smoke up our ass.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hey, he went out with a bang.
Fuck, I guess.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Looking forward to talking to him.
We'll talk about, let's get to him then. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Sounds good.
I live for the moment. Yo.
All right, here we go. Hopey, we got him back.
Yeah.
He's back for
Four-time Lolly.
Four-time Lolly. Did you know, Lolly, we were going through this and Hopey was like 3 times. I was like, no. I was
It's
like,
4.
4. You were on for that 1 year anniversary show for 5 to 10 minutes there. So you now passed Blair Setford for being the most on.
Yes, sir.
Well, there you go. And I'm going to rub that in his face too every chance I get. I'll sneak me in 4 episodes. That's excellent, boys. I appreciate coming back too.
For
Absolutely,
sure. Happy to
absolutely.
have you.
So, like we said, we're gonna jump right into the WBSCs here because I mean,
Yes.
it's been a minute since there's been one. What a show it was! I mean, the feed that we got from what was the Manoia? I don't know what
whatever
it was.
it was called. It was
I mean,
incredible.
it was so good. For you, I mean, what was it like being on the watching end of it for this time?
It was different, man, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with everything you said. The coverage, thank God it's gotten so good. Right. And even despite the time difference, it worked out pretty good for living in Ontario. It was mostly 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock, 10:30 games. So we're able to get all the Canada's big games anyway.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed with the coverage, but overall as a tournament and the way it went on, there's so many friggin' close games and dramatic moments, and just the competition was awesome. A lot of surprises that came through. Some, I'm sure for some teams were concerning, for other teams were really, motivating. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely
sure.
was. I mean, Frag, there were so many different storylines involved with it and as far as the schedule goes, like you said, I mean, we lucked out with Canada playing all, noon to 3 p.m. games in the round robin, except for that was Japan game, I think. That was
No, Argentina. Wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was so late.
It was fucking late, 4:30 in the morning.
Jesus. But yeah, I mean, there were so many storylines. I have so many little notes here that I want to touch on. But one thing I wanted to ask, I got an email from Billy Hillhouse, and he asked a bunch of different things. And for you, Lolly, what was the biggest wow factor of the tournament for you?
The biggest wow factor. One, I don't like the format. I'm not a fan of it at all.
Nope.
I don't know. I've been kind of vocal about that. I didn't really understand it, so I kind of keep my opinion to myself on it. And so I was kind of listening to your guys' episode with Blair, where Framer, you said you wanted to see how the tournament played out first before you gave your opinion. I was in the same boat, and now the tournament's over, I'm not a fan at all.
Nope.
And it was apparent, I think, different format. I don't know if it'd be a different result, but it'd be a different playoff vibe, I think. You're going in there. I looked at it one time, the way the final 3 were stacking up, that if Argentina had to get to the final, and it was like they had to get that guarantee to the final, you can almost choose who you want to play by throwing a game if you don't want to play a certain team. You could, if you're already in the final and your game against another team dictates who else is in the final, it's not a head-to-head match. It's just based on runs for, runs against. Sure, the team that's in the championship could theoretically dictate who they play by just throwing a game.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I thought about this. I mean, look at that Argentina-Australia game that Australia won 2-0 to get in. What if Argentina had scored 1 run in that 7th? I mean, Australia,
that was the other big thing.
Yeah. Australia would have had to walk a run in to tie the game to go to extras to try and score 2. Like, that's...
Yeah, it was something like that. It was fucked up.
That's stupid.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway, it worked out for them.
It did, yeah. But aside from that, right, it was a different take on it, right? So you had no choice but to get caught up in the what ifs of this new format. And I did find it interesting because you're so used to the page bracket, but in terms of surprises, the pleasant surprises for me were seeing how the experience that was gained by the U.S. team and the leadership that they had there. And that seemed to me to be a lot of hard work paying off. And it was great to see those guys. I got a lot of friends on that team, right from the coaching staff across the board. To see them get back on the podium, I was very, very happy for them. And obviously, Shalesy's one of my best friends. To see him and Adam and those guys, they're a classy group as well, and to battle back the way they did. And I was really, really proud of the Canada group, with all the young guys coming in, the veteran leadership, just the way that whole team was picked and prepared and managed. I know it wasn't the result that we were hoping for, they were hoping for, but I hope every single one of those guys are hanging their heads high.
Yeah.
They made us all proud. And then there's a couple of surprises, man. I wasn't expecting to see New Zealand finish 8th and Japan not get into the middle round.
No,
I don't think anybody was. I know that our picks didn't certainly pick that way.
No.
It was crazy.
Like Japan not making the super round, I was like, what the hell is going on right now?
We talked about New Zealand prior with Blair.
Yeah.
And I remember I had questioned the whole pitching side of it.
Yeah.
I was really right. I was. Not to take it away from the team.
From Chapman or anything. Yeah,
but at the same time, it really affected their play, like 100%. I mean, they lost some games where they shouldn't have lost, but at the same time, if you don't have the pitching to shut the door, then you're in trouble. Yeah. And that was one thing that we had. But anyway.
But Lolly, here's a question as far as New Zealand goes for you. I mean, when you battled them, you always went into the games and you're looking across the diamond and there's Brad Rona, Thomas Mackey, Patty Shannon, guys like that. And now that's not there. I think that takes, I hate to say it kind of takes away from the mystique of them. Would you not? Would you agree?
It does. Yeah. Well, especially when you're so used to seeing it over the last number of years.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it to someone as well that, the household names from back in that are household names now, they weren't household names back in 2013, 2015, but you got, when you're talking about guys like Brad Rona and Patty Shannon and just this Wayne Lalu, this whole group of legends of the sports, Reese Casely, and they're so tight in age, and you kind of see that changing of the guard. There's going to be a void left. Yeah, they've done a good job with the Anoka boys, and you got Evans and that coming through now. But when you look over there, it's just not the same dominating guys that you're used to seeing that you can kind of prepare for. Similar to how you look at the Canada roster now. There's a lot of guys, when you look at Bradley and Shane and Hilly and Mason and all that, Avery, there's guys that have been on that team now for 4 or 5 cycles. So you're kind of in Boland and Cleary, you kind of know what to expect. There wasn't that major changing in the guard the way New Zealand did. So definitely, I think there was more, I don't know, we can beat them by default as opposed to past years. But I really thought that the playing in New Zealand factor was going to be a little bit more prominent than it was. I thought that that sixth man or what you call it in hockey, when you're playing at home, just a home field advantage. But it just goes to speak that look how many good teams are over there, man. Like any team can beat anyone in any game, and just with that format, it's like fuck, if you lose early or you lose too early, you're fucked. Chances of winning you're fucked.
Yeah,
simple.
Yeah, for
more
sure.
or less. Yeah, I want to go back to the U.S. for a second because one player stood out for me personally, and that was Blaine Milheim. He had some tournament.
Man, he's had some year, and he's been coming on the scene heavy. And what I like about him is he uses the ISC circuit as his proving ground. He gets on, mid to a top level team over the past number of years, and he's just playing every single weekend. He's playing in a role on that team where he's counted on to produce, and he's getting it done against the best of the best and doing it when it counts. And then, and this year, he was a part of the team that won this year. And he was with the Kitchener team that won this year, was he?
I believe he was.
Randy, you're supposed to do your homework.
Yeah, no, he was. He definitely was.
If he wasn't, then sorry, I'm wrong on that. But I'm almost positive he was. And you get a lot of experience like that, and you just see guys that are able to carry it through. You look at Marshall Cronk. because
what
the
a-
guys has a year of years, but from the U.S. side, Blaine Milheim did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you just talked on Marshall there. I mean, he's on my notes here in front of me, and holy shit, what a year he's
Yeah.
had.
It's not even fair.
Like, gentle Jesus, what's left for him to do, right? He go out and he dominated it. But it's what I love about the storyline with him is this year he got it done at the highest stage in the championship games and big moments in the championship games. You know, some MVPs are won just by consistency, right?
Right.
And coming through. But this guy got it done in big moment after big moment. And it seemed like every time the guy got an opportunity to be a game changer, either on the pitching mound or in the batter's box, he got it done.
Yep.
So there's nothing left to do but just tip your cap to the guy. Like,
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
a year. And he's just one of the good guys in the game. So very happy for him.
That's good. He looks mean as fuck, but
He's not. I
No.
wouldn't want to piss him off now on the beer. He's not going to be the first fellow over in the corner. You go over and start shouting up.
no.
No, not at all.
No.
And while we're on the subject of Australia, we
Oh, now you're going to talk about beer. Okay, go ahead.
Well, we can talk about that too.
Yeah.
But a guy that actually can't legally drink beer, Jack Besgrove, man,
Holy fuck.
that kid, he just emerged as one of the top guys, in the world, really.
Where in the hell did he come from?
Shalesy knows.
Well, where's he going to end up next
Man.
year is what I'm questioning.
New York Gremlins.
Really?
He is signed
Yeah, I
with the
heard
New York
that too.
Gremlins.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
I was
That-
talking to Greg.
Boy,
Some bitch.
yeah, it was. That was impressive, man. Like, the guy's just about to turn 19,
Yep.
and to do that before you're 19 years old, like, geez.
I know.
And to go out and get it done. I remember seeing him because you can see a lot of the pitchers, young pitchers in the game. You can see the Adam Folkart influence on them, right?
Yeah.
Not just in Australia. You see guys around the circuit,
Yep.
just the way they set up to deliver their pitch. They come back, they hold the glove the way he does. Their motion is modeled after him. And it's pretty cool to see now, just having played with Adam for so long, to see his influence coming through in the next generation. But I couldn't help but picture him when you see the videos of 2009 when he threw that perfect game or
Yeah.
the no-hitter,
No-hitter.
right? You can see it. I love when they do those close-ups
Yeah.
of the pitcher's face when
Yeah.
they're taking the sign and getting ready to deliver. And
Just so intense.
he's so intense, so focused.
Yep.
And I don't know, sometimes when you see those close-ups, you can kind of see it. Does a guy have fear? Is he getting caught up in the moment? Or like, Jesus, he might throw one down the middle here. But that guy seems so poised. And, what a game. Where his first championship game as an ISF, 18 years old, he gets the ball over arguably the best pitcher
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
and goes out and takes him to that championship. So
Amazing.
I'm so impressed with him. But where do you go from here?
And but that's the thing. Doesn't it? Like, I was thinking about the mental aspect of his game. Like, I couldn't imagine being 18 fucking years old and being thrown in that situation, the gold medal WBSC World Cup, and it's just. And I was texting back and forth with Greg Leather about it. I mean, that just goes to show his mental game is has to be very, very strong.
It has to be, man. So that's why I don't want to put the focus anywhere else, but on that kid, his talent and how he showed up in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also speaks to, I guess, the culture on that team.
Right.
There's a lot of leadership on that team that's backing them up. When you got Nick Shales standing 15 feet to your right,
Yeah.
who's coming over in a big situation, it can be a very calming influence
Mhm.
in a big moment. Like, there's no one who played more big games than him. When you're going in between innings and you got Adam Folkart there that I'm sure is going up to him, talking to him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of preparation before that game, probably back at the hotel in these pitchers and catchers meetings.
Mhm.
The support and wisdom that I'm sure was passed on by those guys to him. But the only person on the mound that was throwing the ball was him,
Yeah.
and he did a hell of a job.
Sure did.
Right. And Josh McGovern too.
Yes.
Right. He caught
Oh,
in
fuck
that
yeah.
game, and he did a hell of a job all week. I'm not sure what they're doing with these friggin' sweatbands on their arm. I don't understand it, but
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. That was the only team that did it.
Yeah.
I mean, you see a lot of it in the NCAA. It's basically.
Well, I didn't know what it was. I'm going to, Shalesy's going to explain it to me when he gets, when we get chatting here again. But I didn't know, is it electronic? Are they looking down and they're both looking at something that's coming from the bench? Or is it depends on if it's a 2-0 count, you look down, it's this batter, it's 2-0, and you both know that the next pitch is coming. Like, it's always, the whole at bat is predetermined. I have no idea.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't notice was, does the catcher still throw any sign whatsoever? Because if they go like a 1-2-1 and you look down at your arm and then you figure out what 1-2-1 is or something, or 3-2-2 or whatever the fuck. But I never noticed if the catcher was throwing any signals.
I might go back and watch.
But I did not see him look in the dugout either for signs.
No, I might go back and
he was always looking at.
We can still go back and watch.
He was looking at Josh, and he'd look at his arm, and then he'd throw a fucking outside curveball and fucking strike everybody out.
I'll find out, boys, and report back.
All right, thanks.
I'll let you know.
Okay. I can just picture, man, if I was out there on the mound, it'd be taking me fucking 5 minutes to.
Fuck. You can't read now for fuck's sake.
But man, it's a different routine, and pitchers, Framer, are a different breed anyway.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
you get out, and you pitch the whole way of your whole life, and you're going in and you're looking down at your arm before you get your motion. You're used to maybe just getting in the zone. You see how Mata looks in for his sign. He's bent over, he got his arm dangling down. He looks up. That's all a part of your routine.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
So when you're standing up and looking down and figuring this out, like I know for Folkard, he doesn't want to be thinking out there. He's just used to looking into Sandy or Bruno or Josh or whoever. Just say whatever it is. Tell me what I'm throwing. Rock and fire. So But what can you say? Just won him a world championship.
Yeah, exactly. It works.
That was really won on clutch hitting, but a tremendous pitching performance. So,
oh my goodness,
you can't say it didn't work, because it certainly did.
No, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Now, you just mentioned Bruno. I mean, that's another storyline of this tournament. There's a few guys going out. Bruno, Matsuda. I'm assuming Hilly and Mace are done. As far as like internationally.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bruno, when he had to pull himself from that game, I'm not going to lie, like that tugged on the heartstrings right there. And it was, tough on him. That's going to be a tough way to go out.
100% it is, man. You can just tell how much playing for Argentina means to him, how much he means to the team. It was known that this was going to be his last kick at the can for that. So everybody knew that this was his last go. They're going in as defending champs. So before any of this stuff happened, he's a storyline.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is he going to go out on top? Same with Mace for Canada or Hilly. Are they, it's out there that it's going to be the last go, and you're following along that storyline, and just how great of a guy he is, how impactful, just such a class act. I don't know if, you've seen his Facebook page and this message that it'd bring you to tears on what the game has meant to him and what he's meant to that country. So when he went down, just as a softball fan, right, regardless if you're playing against them and you know that weakens their lineup, you just don't want to see a player of that quality go down to an injury in that tournament. No. So I really felt bad for him, and I think without a doubt it had an impact on the result of their team.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
I have a question while we're talking about just Mace and stuff, but why the fuck did Mace shave his mustache?
I have that on my notes.
I had so many texts from friends and ball players, and they're like, why did Derek Mason shave his mustache? I was like, November's over? They're like, he's hitting the fuck out of the ball. Why did he shave his mustache off? It's like, man, I don't know. Fuck.
I thought the same thing, but not in the judgmental way that you guys are doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, but you get so used to seeing him get up there, and he got the big old duster going.
Yeah,
he's hitting the shit out of it. And like, any chance December can have 34 days here. just keep it going, because he's got to shave it when November's done.
Yeah,
and then like, fuck. But the guy, he had a hell of a tournament. He should be very proud of how he showed up, man. I'm sure he is. I know this one will sting, but the way he represented himself, the way he showed up prepared, and just some of the big hits he got, man.
He had an incredible tournament.
Really happy for him, and that if you know it's going to be your last one, you want to be able to play well, and he can go out with his head held high knowing that he did.
Oh, for sure. We had a Lolly moment actually when he had his 2 home runs because we were watching the ball game together and we said, fuck, if he gets another one, come on.
Actually, Lolly, I texted you and said, man, I thought he was going to do it.
Yeah.
I did too, man. I was hoping he was going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, that was something special. But Jesus, what do you have, 2 home runs and a triple?
Yeah.
That game. So yeah, he was on fire.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Mason hitting a triple too.
Yeah, I know.
He's a big man.
He can go the other way. Well, that's the dangerous thing about him. Like, where do you play him?
Yeah, exactly.
His 2 home runs were 400 feet over a pull home run over the right field, and then his triple is a laser beam down the left field line.
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
Well, the funny thing is the next game. Who was the next game again? Where he hit a home run in the next game.
I'm
trying to remember.
I don't remember.
Anyway, but it was a rise ball. And I was like, did they not watch the
game before?
Previous game?
Yeah,
like,
no.
What the fuck are they doing? Good scouting report, boys.
I will never throw him a rise ball.
It doesn't matter what you throw him, man. Like, the guy sits on changeups better than anyone in the game.
Yeah, true enough.
For sure.
You're trying to throw him off.
Yeah.
Dipper away in the other batter's box. He's hitting it down the left field line.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Throw it in over his hands, maybe. But
Oh, maybe.
he figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Another little storyline I want to touch on is that Cuba-Canada game. Can you imagine being Cuba throwing a one-hitter against Canada and being like, fuck, we just lost. Like what the hell?
Oh, man. Yeah, that's one of the ones that we were talking about earlier when you're looking at, how many close games.
Mm-hmm.
And normally you wouldn't look back on a tournament. Okay, it's 1-0 Canada, Cuba. If that was in the page bracket, that would have been just one of the games if Canada went 8-0, 7-1, whatever. Okay, it wouldn't stand out as much, but how close of a game that was, how meaningful it would have been if Cuba had to win.
Yeah.
And then the fact that the guy throws a one-hitter and loses. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But I think more than anything, it probably served as more of a wake-up for the bats for the boys than it did for Cuba saying how close they were. So I think a lot of positives got taken out of that despite only getting one hit for Canada. It probably happened at the right time in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Another funny point in that game was that's where Sean lost the perfect game with 2 outs, and our group text back and forth when he walked the guy.
Yeah.
We were like, fuck. And then next guy gets up and gets the hit. And again, our group text is like, fuck.
Boys, I'm watching that game, right? So the way I got it on my phone and you cast it up to the TV.
Yep.
My friggin' phone died with 2 outs in the 7th inning.
No.
Oh man, flipped out. Absolutely flipped out, right? So
threw my helmet.
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of my own house.
Kicked out of the fucking house.
Yeah. So anyway, plugged it back in, and this was right when he was going for the perfect game.
Yeah.
And it takes a couple of minutes for the phone to come back on. You're scrambling with the thumbs, right? To get work. And I didn't have it saved in the Safari, so I got to go on to Facebook, ISC Canada, scroll down 7 posts, click in, right on, then find it. By the time it got up, there's runners on first and second. I said, oh, Jesus. So what happened?
Holy fuck, Lolly, it's your fault.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Sorry, Sean.
Sorry. Shit.
Fuck, Sean was like
friggin' new
that.
iPhones are supposed to have longer batteries, but
yeah.
They're full of shit.
But before we wrap up,
but Jesus, man. But just on the Sean Cleary thing, boys.
Oh, guy's so smooth.
Like, what more can that guy prove in the game?
Nothing.
I saw Chuck Hendricks. I don't know if you know who Chuck Hendricks is.
Yeah, I saw the post.
You see the post that he wrote?
Yeah.
He was talking about softball fans. You hear about these guys from his generation. Now, he got for Darren Zach and
Peaches.
with the Gators and all this.
Yeah.
And he gave a tip of the cap that, people from his era should really start including Sean Cleary in that conversation. It was nice to see that acknowledgement because we've been saying it for so long.
Yeah.
But he's such a professional man.
Yeah.
And, when you're talking about just a smooth pitcher, there's everything about how he throws the ball. It just looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The way he comes back, rocks, he throws his rise ball. The spins are amazing, and he doesn't get flustered. Just seeing him and Ryan Boland work together.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And that was unreal. And just want to tip of the cap to him. Like he's unbelievable, and he deserves every bit of credit that he's getting, and then some. Then your boy Scove. Man, I hope we get a chance to talk about him because
that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah,
so proud of him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wanted to talk about, before we move on from WBSC, I want to talk about the team in as whole. But I mean, especially you already touched on Sean, but I actually want to touch on the pitching staff, Sean and Scove. I mean, we give Scove his praise all the time.
Yeah, everybody knows we love the guy. I mean, he breathes and eats and loves fast pitch. But
the performance, he come out he carried on what he did throughout the summer this year and proved himself at that world stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he should be so proud of himself, man. But we talk about seeing a man on a mission, and you guys get to see it firsthand. But hard work, when you know the work's put in, and everybody, Sean Cleary puts the work in. You don't see it so often, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just know he's going to put the work in. But Stoff was a man on a mission. He came out. He felt the need. He had to prove himself this summer and make the team. So it's a different when you compare it to him and Sean. Yeah. Sean's preparing he knew he was going to be the number one. He's preparing to be the number one.
Mm-hmm.
Stoff was preparing to go out and make this team and earn the number 2 or number 3 spot on it.
Right.
That's a mission in itself. And then he just carried that over. I don't know if there was a player in the world that worked as hard as Justin Schofield did to prepare for this tournament.
No.
And the way it was great to see that he went over. He didn't get hurt every time he got called upon, whether it was a starting role or coming in. Can you imagine coming in the 6th inning, seeing him out on the mound all jacked up the way he is, throwing an 83-mile-an-hour rise ball?
Not a fucking chance.
Nobody.
Yeah, there was one time Chopper actually said when he was doing the announcing, goes, and that one was 115 miles an hour, mate.
Yeah, well,
that's what it looked like. Holy fuck!
Right?
Yeah,
we're watching that Palmerston tournament, and he came in. I'm not sure who. I think it was against Japan.
Yeah, it was.
And I said, well, there's something going on with the camera angle here because that rise ball's not going that fast. And sure enough, man, it's So he really took his game to a new level, not just for that tournament, but I think he rose. He went up another ladder in terms of top tier pitchers in the world.
Oh, 100%. We talked about it before. He's in the talks of top 5 pitchers in the world right now. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no question.
Absolutely.
And the thing too.
And now they got to go on Bear Creek. I think they're going back this year with Bear Creek.
Yeah. Yes.
And then they got Sean. They got Sean and
Scove.
And Scove again this year with Ryan Ketchen. So
yep, it's going to be nice.
I think that's a lot of confidence to go in. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of confidence going in this year from the ISU perspective. But I really hope that I saw that picture just that you posted, Hopey, of you with him at the airport.
Yeah,
and it's great to see that big smile when he got his medal.
Oh fuck
on.
yeah!
I hope he's really proud of that accomplishment because that's what it was. It was a huge accomplishment for him, and I know we're all very proud of him.
Yeah, and I'm quite sure he is proud. Of course, the sting of not winning that final game, of course, is going to eat him up for a little while. Eat anybody. It eats me, for fuck's sakes, just thinking about it because we were so involved in it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, his aspirations are huge. I mean, he wants to be in 2025, he wants to be on that same Team Canada team and play. Well, there's rumors that's going to be Prince Albert, but he wants to be there and be that guy again. So I know he'll work just as hard getting there for 2025 as well. The big fucker.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, before we get going onto your final season here, Lolly, I wanted to ask you about the young guys because, I mean, Quentin Bruce, Ty Sebastian, man, they burst upon the scene in this tournament big time, especially Q. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so good to see that. I wasn't expecting them to go and hit 600 or 700, whatever the hell he did, but it's unbelievable, right? And he was prepared. We talked about it when we had him on a couple episodes ago on our podcast, and
I gotta say that was a great episode, by the way. That kid.
Oh, thank you,
man. I thought Hopey swore a lot, and you swore a lot.
We like the guys with F-bombs.
Yeah, but he's just like talking to him and you would in the hotel room on the road.
That's the whole idea.
Just a genuine guy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But you look at kind of similar to Scove, but this is Scove's second go around. But is very much the same, where you're out there trying to make the team.
Mhm.
And then you're so focused on doing that, is a really quick turnaround to now, holy shit, I'm on it.
Yeah.
To now I got to go and represent the country in the biggest
Yeah.
tournament in the world. First time wearing the jersey over in New Zealand, and the guy came out, and he same as Scof, same as a lot of like Milheim, who we talked about, just carrying on a phenomenal season right up to the biggest stage. So yeah, it was great to see how he showed up, and just all the young guys now that are getting experience in the jersey, because there is going to be kind of a little bit of a changing of the guard again. You know, last cycle, Jeff Ellsworth, myself, left the program. Before that, you saw Ian Fairman and Ryan Wolf and a bunch, Skates and these guys left the program. After the next cycle, there's going to be an even bigger turnover probably after 2025. Mm-hmm. So to see these guys that can come in and carry the reins the way Bradley and Matty Waugh and Shane Boland and all these guys are carrying it after the last turnover.
Mm-hmm.
It's very promising for the program.
For the program, yeah, extremely.
For sure.
One thing I was thinking about too, I felt terrible. I like Hilly a lot. And when he got, injured, of course, it was, and you could see it with his swing that his wrist was fucked up. But someone had said to me, there'd be no better guy to have on the bench that has all that experience as a team leader, that is going to, that rah guy that's going to push you, than having Hilly on the bench in that situation.
100%. Mm-hmm. If he had his wrist like that after nationals, they still should have took him. Yeah. Even if they knew he couldn't play, because he's that, for that reason. Yeah. The guy is just, he's Hilly. But who do you want coming up? I don't care if he got one arm, in that the guy thrives in championship games. He thrives in championship moments and big pressure situations. Yeah. I was gutted for him. Mm-hmm. Knowing that how hard he worked to do this. It's a lot of sacrifice for any ball player to go represent your country. It is not a picnic by any means, to go leave for 3.5 weeks, leaving your family, leaving your job, and going over there with the pressure of representing your country. Yeah. That's all when you're feeling 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
And then for that to happen over there in the preliminary tournament, I was heartbroken for him, but I wasn't surprised to see him handle it the way he did. So next week we're going to be recording our first episode since he came back, and it's pretty well just going to be me and him chatting through his whole experience down there. So
good stuff.
So you get to hear firsthand from him what that was like, but he still managed to have impact on the team. When they were playing Argentina, I guess it was, or whoever, when he got up and got that walk. Right. And then he gets down to second base on whatever, I don't know, wild pitch or something. And then he ran over to third and dove in and nearly broke.
That's right, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He scores the insurance run that essentially gets them the much needed win. So as I said, I was heartbroken for him that he got injured. Yeah. But really proud of how he showed up as a teammate and still managed to have an impact in the big moments. So, but you're right, Hopey, having him on the bench, having him just being around the ball field at the hotel, you tell me a guy in that tournament that's played more championship games than Jason Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't.
No.
Right. You can't replace that experience. You really can't.
No. I mean, after it was over, I sent Hilly a text. I said, hate that you lost, but I said, you're a fucking warrior. Yeah. And, of course, I get thanks Framer back. But he is. I mean, he was an absolute warrior in that tournament.
Yeah. It's tough 100%.
to see.
Yeah.
But we're proud of him.
Definitely
Goddamn proud of him.
I got a little sidebar. You mentioned Shane Boland. I think Rebecca got more fucking camera time than he did in the tournament.
Rebecca got more camera time than anybody on Team Canada.
Yeah.
And well deserved.
You can't say she didn't.
No, she's a beauty.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Good for you, Sarge.
I said, but there she is. Yeah. She is. But I love when they do all those panoramic shots of the crowd, right? Yeah, like she was on a lot, but there's there's Janet Boland, there's Bobby Walsh. The Masons are all there. It's cool because you get an appreciation. We were there in 2013, right? And when you're on the ball field and you're looking up and you see the sea of red shirts of people that traveled across the world to come see you.
Can't be anything better.
So that's why I think Shane, when he had his chances on the field, he had to take some of that camera time back, right? With some of those diving plays and big home runs and all that.
Exactly.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly. He's a big game player, man.
Damn right, Sarge.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
Well, Lolly, let's talk about this past season. Let's go back to the beginning of it. So, did you know going in it was your last year?
Yeah. Well, as we went along, it was going to be this year, maybe next year. But I didn't want to make any rash decision, right? I wanted to get myself in shape to be able to go out and defend the ISC title.
Yeah.
If we didn't win last year, or if the Nationals weren't in Newfoundland, I'm sure
you'd be playing.
I don't know if I don't know if would have played this year. If the Nationals were not this year and they were in Newfoundland next year, I probably would have held on for another year.
Yeah.
But just the way it lined up, and it's as the season went along, this is going to be it. And then prior to going down to, I think, the ASA, Hilly and Shalesy and Jane and everybody knew, John Hill, they knew that this was going to be my last tournament. But then I let our sponsorship group know and all that. Yeah, before we're going down, that this was going to be my final year in the ISC. And then I knew that after the Nationals, I was done, comfortable walking away. I said, "But Jesus, we got to win this tournament." Right?
Yeah.
But just, I don't know, just the thought of being able to play my last game in Newfoundland, representing Newfoundland with all my family there, the guys that I cut my teeth with and played with. I couldn't have thought of a better way to do it. And
So I guess,
to answer your question, yes, I knew.
So
it wasn't a decision after the tournament that I'm done.
Right. So I guess going into ASAs then, like from that point on, were you soaking up every tournament away with the boys? Like were you taking it all in a little bit more?
I was more so for the ISC, right? Because playing the ASA, I didn't have a great ISC season. It was just different. It felt different. I don't know if that decision or whatever had an impact, but I felt different throughout the season.
Right.
And I didn't play well. And, then you're questioning, can you still play at this level? Am I let my team down? Am I a liability? Whatever. But you're just trying to be the best teammate you can and try to show up in situations when you're needed. So when we got to the ASA, it was more going into that bubble around, let's just try and win. Right. And there were so many big games and big moments that the thought of that really didn't enter my mind at the ASA.
Right.
But when we got to the ISC, I knew this was going to be my last ISC. So I remember walking into the ball field. I said, well, I'm never going to be here again, ever. Right. And then I'm looking at guys that from Ashland that I played with, that I see every single year around the ball field. And there was thoughts saying, am I ever going to see this person ever again?
Oh shit. Yeah.
Because it's, those kind of thoughts entered my mind. And then when we lost and the tournament was over, that was, pretty emotional, and you're hugging everybody. And just the thought of, I'm never going to be playing with these guys again. I might never see half of them in person ever again. And it was kind of weird walking out of the ball field then, but it was more so the ISC that really sunk in for me.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. I'm getting sad just thinking about that now. Like I guess Hopey and I were talking about when we were doing the intro about, when we found out, and I think it was when we were over at Nationals and the juniors played that game against.
Yeah, we were just having a chat with you, and the juniors were playing BC Souk.
Yeah, and I think
you had mentioned something.
You brought it up, and I was like,
I thought you were fucking with us, but yeah.
Like, man, it was like that put a whole new perspective on Nationals. I mean, personally for me, because I was like, shit, I'm watching you play for the last time. So, I mean, like that's just crazy. So, like from your
But all you
perspective-
fucking do is talk about them. For fuck's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. So you're on home soil in Newfoundland. I mean, what a goddamn way for you to go out. Walk us through the week.
Oh, it was awesome. Now looking back, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But in the middle of it, geez, it was some stressful, man.
Yeah.
Right. So we go down and me and Jane were staying at Hilly's, and for this, it was about two things: soaking it up, enjoying as much as I can, and not fucking losing.
Right.
Right. And those were the goals. But when I knew going into it, I was going to have Teddy and Jane there. Mom and Dad and my sisters were going to be there. Staying at Hilly's, me and him were going to be driving back and forth in our routine to the ball field.
Sick.
Wait.
Yeah.
And it was good. And I wanted to make sure I soaked it all in, but everything was fine up until they did a little ceremony for me that made it that made it real. And and just when the playoffs started, right? It was when you got whatever it was, Wednesday to Sunday, like the first three, yes, enjoy playing ball, not a whole lot of pressure, try and get the back going and, just enjoy it. And then the playoffs come and then it starts to sink in. A couple of days left of your career. You can go out, I can go out personally. It's never really been about what I wanted individually in any of these tournaments, especially, as you get older, you just want to win. Yeah. And you want to win for the guys who haven't won one before. You want to win for the people who are there supporting you and for your teammates and sponsors. So I wanted to win for us at home because I've been playing ball for 20 odd years and only had the opportunity to play 3 nationals at home. Right. Yeah. So knew it was definitely the last, but how special of an experience that was. And then, when the playoffs came, it started to become real. When they did that little ceremony, some people that may not have known figured out then, and you got a little bit more conversations coming up. And then that final day, holy shit, couldn't sleep the night before, walking around, and I had Hilly drove nuts.
I know that your guys' episode on the podcast where he talked about it, man, that was hilarious.
Yeah. God love him, man. Like he's been really the constant for me in all the ups and downs. So, guaranteed it's one more pre-brief and debrief with him, but he was on his last nerve there dealing with me the day going down. Yeah, I was stressing him out on him.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was unbelievable, man. And we got to go into a championship game. It was weird knowing. I'm glad we didn't have to play 2 games, right? So I could go to bed. I went to bed the night before the championship game, and I knew that I had 1 game of ball left. It was a championship game. Go out and win 1 game, and I guess career goal achieved, so to speak.
There you go.
Yeah.
Being able to win, go out a champion at home. But
fuck yeah, man.
It's weird, but when we got on the ball field and the game started, it was just so eerie. I was really calm, not even thinking about that. I was just, I don't know. It was really, really calm. Enjoyed the whole thing, and that's special. But then when we got the final out, it was I don't know, man. The amount of pressure that felt like it got released and relief and just pure joy. I didn't know if I was going to be sobbing baby or sad, but it was 100% just happiness.
No doubt.
That's
no doubt.
So
I got to ask about the ceremony, because I mean, the fact that nobody's going to wear 33 again in Newfoundland, I mean, that's got to be right up there as one of the biggest things to happen in your life.
It's indescribable, man, because you think about all the ball players that have come from Newfoundland. I still think of myself as a kid with the same heroes that I had. And guys that I play with, my heroes became my friends. They're still always going to be my heroes. My teammates that have gone through all this with me and together, I look up to them like they're heroes now as well. And you see some of these guys. So I never ever put myself kind of looking at it that way.
Right.
And then to see that, it was the first time they retired a number down there. I was very honored to receive it. Didn't know if, don't know if I deserve it, but I couldn't be happier. Just to go through it, I felt so lucky and fortunate, and it was a real great tribute and honor. And then I said on our podcast, now that, we're months past, I can look back and I can just picture being out on the ball field and who was there. John Hill, my parents, my sisters, Hilly, Shalesy, all the guys that I played with in Newfoundland, just like my friends that, no one in the softball community knows, but have been in my corner since day one, all there around. It was, you couldn't write it, man. I still think someone's going to shake me and wake me up.
I was thinking you should write a fucking book, man, to be honest. You could. 100%. And when you say don't know if you deserve or not, I can tell you from two guys looking from the outside in that, we've watched you, for a long time. And as far as deserving, like for what you brought to the game, aside from getting kicked out of ballparks and throwing your helmet or whatever in the early days, but for what you brought to the game is huge for the younger guys to be able to witness, because the way you carry yourself, your professionalism, the passion you bring to the ball field, like you're a son of a bitch to play against, but you're a great guy. That just means so much to those young guys. And you see that in the culture in ball in Newfoundland. Like the Newfies hit the shit out of the ball. Yeah. The Newfies are very passionate about their sport. It's a very, very tight-knit group all the time, no matter what team you're playing on over there. And I think a lot of that has to do with, you talk about your heroes. Well, you are a hero to those guys.
Oh, well, thanks for saying that, man. I really appreciate it.
More than welcome. I didn't even have they were written down. Or not.
No, man, that was right off the top of your head. Good for you.
No, I'm always
actually one thing.
I'll just wait to be carved up on the next episode.
No, fuck, I never carved you up. I say, fuck, we can't say your name again.
Actually, one thing I was pissed off about the ceremony is that we were playing at the same time on the other diamond when it was going on.
Yeah,
and I was like, fuck, I could be getting so much good content right now for outside the Chute, but oh well.
Yeah, Scope was out there throwing his nuts off, and you're worried about content.
No, actually, we were in warm up when it was going on. So
okay.
The game actually wasn't going on.
Whatever.
But, I got to ask about the celebration after, because, I got to go down on George Street that night and be a part of it. Oh. And the crew that was in that bar was amazing.
It was awesome. So, so once the final out was gone, guess what? Party time.
Yeah.
Get the pictures, get the trophy, get the kids out around, get all the family. Just the celebration starts there, right? And then, okay, we'll go over to the beer tent, and we got over there, and then there's just been a bit of a tradition from with us in Newfoundland. We've won a few, so we've won enough to have a tradition when we win. And well, one of the things we did, we all went off as a team after, you go in and you do your talking to your family and some friends and all that stuff, celebrating. And they got 3 or 4 flats of beer. We went over to the side, off to this private, section of bleachers, and started singing this song, The 12 Apostles by Great Big Sea. And you kind of count up and count down these numbers, and all the guys bang on it. I kind of lead the charge with it. And it just, I don't know. It was really special for me personally to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But it was, that was the start of the night of celebrations. Mm-hmm. And Hilly's famous saying, he got it from Colin Abbott. He said, when this jersey comes off, I'm going to bed. So we knew no one was going home getting ready. We're going downtown in
love it.
In the jerseys. They pick us up in the school bus, and everybody that was in the beer tent, like whether we knew them, they were on our team. Like Jordan Graham from the Stompers, there's Shalesy, all my buddies from home piled into this bus. They brought us down to George Street. We went up to Kelly's Pub. You got half of Newfoundland in there. Michael Ryder's there. There's all kinds of hockey guys that are in there, and it just became a big friggin' shit show in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And then you talk about the relief when it's done, and you get to sit back and enjoy it, and you got all the people around that you want to have around. But you were up there right, Framer?
Oh yeah.
It was wicked. Yeah, it was absolutely wicked. Everything you would want it's everything you'd want in a Nationals celebration night. It was awesome.
It was fantastic. Like if I didn't have a beer in my hand, I had Boley or Sheldon Keogh saying, "What do you want?" I was like, "Fuck, all right, let's keep going."
It's right up your alley.
Man.
Oh,
it was awesome, man. It was so great, and like you said, it was everybody. Like there was even the kids from the junior team, like they were out celebrating and well, oh yeah, Brody Fraser was
junior
underage.
23, not
Yeah, no,
Right.
Brody Fraser was not 19, but he was there.
We can't say that. His mom will get mad.
His mom was there too.
I
So,
know.
but no, that was such a great night, and you know, being there firsthand and watching guys leave and coming up to you and you know saying congratulations to you. That's something that I really remembered, and you know, I had a few drinks into me.
Yeah, well, I remember that too. I didn't want to drink too much that I didn't remember it because it was a really special day, and there were a lot of those conversations. The really special conversations I had that day with a lot of people. But aside from that, you know, it was a Newfoundland victory. Even if we had a loss that game, there still would have been a party downtown.
Oh god, yeah.
And it would have turned into a fun night. But what I'm proud of, just as a Newfoundlander, really, is you know that's what it's all about. The community came together. I don't know. I think it's the only place in the world where it can happen on that level. Is in St. John's in Newfoundland, and the fact that we won. I was just really proud standing back as a Newfoundlander, as a proud Newfoundland ball player. We talk about wanting to host more nationals, host more international events, and to see the look on some of the other players or the family that are from other provinces coming down there. I think the host team, the hosting committee, and then just everyone around that was supporting the tournament in Newfoundland put on a great show. They represented us really, really well.
Absolutely. 100%.
Oops.
Hope you stop dropping your phone, man.
Sorry.
So
I was looking up Lolly stats. Trying to find a blemish.
So Hopey, Jesus.
What?
hey man. Lolly, what's the future hold for you moving forward? What's on the go?
Teddy's got to play fast pitch.
Yeah, whatever Teddy wants to do, man. That's it now. I'm looking forward to doing what we just did. I'm still a fan of the game. So, you know, I want to see, I really enjoyed watching the WBSC and cheering on. I think I'm going to stick around with Team Newfoundland as kind of a support guy at the Nationals next year. I'm going to go out with Galway, not as a player. I'll probably bring my guitar instead of bringing my ball bag and take it in from that perspective. So that will keep me around the team. We kind of decided that last year, which is great.
Yeah.
I think me and Hopey Framer got we got at least one weekend lined up where we're just going to perch like the two Muppets out in the beer tent at one of these Ontario tournaments. So I'm looking forward to, like, from a ball perspective, but you know, whatever Jane wants to do, this is the summer of Jane coming up. And whatever we can do, you know, whatever Teddy is getting into, I can't wait to, you know, see it through his eyes now. Having gone 38 years with, you know, support from as long ago as I can remember from my parents and everyone too. So I'm really looking forward to that. But we're going to continue on with the podcast and, you know, stay connected to the game that way. But for right now, it's just sit back and enjoy the ride that was and take what comes as it comes.
Fantastic.
So is Teddy into any sports? Is he?
I coached him in T-ball this year.
Oh, good.
Nice.
He's excellent at building sandcastle. On the end.
As are most kids.
Picking
their arse and throwing rocks.
I'm not lying. I'm not bragging here now, but we had the best hitting team by the end of the year. These 4 and 5 year olds were friggin' smashing the ball. So I got my first taste of coaching, you know, actually showing up week in, week out with a team, and I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, good.
I didn't care if we won a game as long as they were showing up excited, having fun while we're there, and leaving with a smile on their face. That's the best way for kids to learn. So I think coaching will be in the future.
That's awesome.
Love to hear it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, listen, pal, we got to thank you so much, not just for coming on the podcast whenever we ask you, but for everything you've done in the game. I mean, Hopey touched on it earlier. He gave the SAP story and I loved it too. But
I had a tear in my eye.
I know, sorry. But no, seriously, Lolly, thanks for everything that you've given to the game here in Canada, Newfoundland, all over the world, really. And thanks for always coming on when we ask you.
Yeah, and we're super excited that we'll actually get to see you in Surrey, BC next year as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, just a couple of things on that. Thank you so much for those words. They mean more to me probably than you know. I always appreciate the opportunity to come on and chat with you. We got, texts and everything outside of this. I really appreciate everything you've done for Hilly and I on the podcast front. But yeah, thank you for that and the invites to come on. Before I had it in my mind, I wanted to bring up to you guys that what you did within the WBSC, that all the outside the Chute clips that were going up of like the replays and big moments and all that. Yeah. I think that's going to be a game changer for you guys. It put you guys kind of more so transcending podcasts to be more of not a news feed, but it was just so great to see. I was like, well, what's the next clip coming out from the boys? What's the next clip? And just promoting the game at that level. And, these things are amazing. Just these clips, because there's not a sports center for fast pitch softball. There's none of this. So the fact that you guys did that, I really thought that you stepped your game up huge, but I don't know, it elevated your guys' brand, and it's going to do wonders for the podcast, I'm sure. But I was really, really impressed by that, and I just wanted to say congrats and thanks for doing it.
It's great to hear. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that, man.
That's pretty
awesome.
wicked.
Yeah.
Na.
Oh man, I must have watched Shane Boland's home run where he ran around the base. The
Yeah.
high fives coming in. Some of these, just being able to watch these moments over and over again. They're 30-second clips, 40-second clips. You can share them around. You can, if someone shared it on their story, you can comment on them.
Yeah.
That would, the softball community wouldn't have that sort of interaction if you guys didn't choose to take that on and put that out. I don't know, really stood out to me. And
that's nice to hear, man.
Can continue doing it. And it's not just slapped together, really, really professional. So I'd encourage you to keep doing that, man.
Awesome. Well,
thanks, Lolly.
Fuck, man. That's a great way to end the podcast.
Now you have a tear in your eye.
Now I have a tear. I'm crying over here. All right, pal. Well, get out of that school parking lot you're in right now. And
he's at a ball field.
I know he's in the ball field.
It's actually a ball field parking lot around the corner, boys. Kind of fitting, actually.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
Thanks a million, boys. Really appreciate coming on.
All right, Lolly.
Take care, brother.
Take care, man.
See you, pal.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
What a beauty.
Such a beauty. Hope he doesn't listen to this part, but he's a beauty.
Yeah. Actually, I'll tell a funny part about him touching on the clips and everything from that. So how long was the tournament? Started on was it
the 15th of December?
9 day?
Or no, whatever. Go.
Was it a 9-day tournament, 10 day? Anyway, whatever it was.
Wednesday to Sunday? Or no? I don't remember.
Sure. Anyway, whenever it started, whenever it ended. So the clips, of course, put up from the start of the tournament to the end of the tournament on Instagram alone, we gained over 400 followers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say 400,000, but wow.
I wish. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But still, 400
oh, it's amazing.
In a week. That's pretty cool. And we were getting comments, you know,
good traction.
DM saying, great job on what you're doing.
It just shows how passionate we are of the game.
Really, though. And it doesn't seem like work. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's not,
it's
man.
not.
It's something we love.
Yeah.
I'm actually, I was the number one fan on the Softball Canada Facebook page. I was top fan.
That's awesome.
But truthfully, I wish avenue-wise that there was more promotion of the game.
There's got to be a way.
We can only do what we can do, and we're going to continue to do it. Mm-hmm. Hilly and Lolly, of course, are going to continue what they're doing. Two's Talk, Chopper, everybody.
Damien, yeah.
All we can do is keep on trying and hope that, it gets promoted to the level of NCAA women's fast pitch, for that matter. Yeah. Because it is truly, to me, it's truly the greatest sport on earth.
I agree.
it's a huge community. It's a huge family, and it's an amazing sport. Let's just hope that, it continues to grow in provinces so that we can have competition, and that some of those young guys can someday wear the leaf.
Yep.
And travel somewhere or play for their country and wherever it is.
And I'm guys
jealous.
go to,
those guys are my heroes.
Yeah. And not just that, local guys being able to go on the ISC circuit,
100%,
things like that. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely, man.
Just anything to promote the game. That's what we're trying to do. And,
Oh, we love it, man.
If you're a new listener, keep listening.
Yeah. Share with some friends or something.
Share, all that stuff. All right, Hopey.
Okay, brother. That was a great one.
Lolly. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, take care, Lolly.
All right. Classified.
All right, kids. Time to get in bed. Santa's coming soon. Okay. Can you read a book? All right, just one story, all right? Here we go.
On a night so silent night, stay by the fire, baby. It's so cold outside.
'Tis the season.
It snow. It's already 10 below. We find the love out here on this Christmas night. The bells are ringing, ringing.
Okay, we'll grab the decorations. Don't forget tradition. Baby, it's cold outside. You need to get your mittens. Hang the mistletoe and write your Christmas wishes. It's better to give than receive. Show the kids the difference. Cause this year has been a tough one. I'm just trying to celebrate and spend it with my loved ones. Spread some cheer, pouring festive beer. I appreciate the blessings I was blessed with here. Uncle Chris and Aunt Lee are reminiscing on the front porch. Little Tay trying to build another snow fort. I hear the church bells ringing. I'll be there Christmas Eve with my family all singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I said we be all singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Say.
On a night so silent night, stay by the fire, baby. It's so cold outside. We're singing let it snow. It's already 10 below. We find the love out here on this Christmas night. The bells are ringing, ringing.
Okay, well I'll be ready with the lights on. Got the decorations up, it's taking me all night long. Log on the fire, put on my ugly sweater. The children
Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again.